usually a holiday where we go big, way over the top. So many people gathered around the table, you can barely fit. So much food, you don't even know where to put it. But this year, well, 2020 has other plans.
Normally, we'd probably all go down to see my sister in DC, but I don't think that's gonna happen.
I'm just gonna miss having like a bustling kitchen with everybody just coming together to make one huge, delicious meal. Food, music, hugs, stories, and a whole lot of love.
I will be missing 3 generations of 3 families who've gotten together for over 20 years. Put another way, I'll be missing over 30 beloved people.
The sounds of kids playing, slamming doors, and political chatter in 3 languages.
I know I'm gonna miss having everybody around. But despite everything we'll be missing, despite the circumstances, this year it may be more important than ever to try to appreciate what we have.
Moments of fear that allow us to become more insular are exactly the kind of moments where we want to stop and take a moment to think about what are the good things that are happening.
I'm Mike and Scott, and this is a 2020 Thanksgiving, a special production from The Pulse. We're a health and science show, so we're applying that lens to this holiday. Thanksgiving is dedicated to gratitude, so we'll be looking at the role of that emotion during difficult times. Also, how the pandemic may change our food systems, and holiday travel and your health. Many people start their Thanksgiving meal by going around the table, mentioning things they are grateful for. And even if your table is much smaller this year, you should still do that, says psychologist Jacqueline Mattis.
Who are the people who are doing the ongoing acts of beauty? Where is beauty showing up in your everyday world? And where's joy showing up? And how do you just hold that and hold it palpably enough that you can remember it in the next moment or the next day?
Jacqueline is Dean of the School of Arts and Sciences at Rutgers University in Newark, New Jersey, and she studies gratitude as part of her broader interest in positive emotions, with a focus on African Americans and people of Afro-Caribbean descent. Her interest in gratitude started at a young age.
So we grew up in a family that my mother would describe as upper broke, right? So we could barely afford some of the things that were necessary. And there would be moments when someone would come by with food.
And her mother would point these things out all the time.
Constantly expressing a sense of awe and gratitude, and those two walk together. But it's from my family's also very spiritual, and so that context really sort of embedded in me this idea that gratitude is something that one lives with and one is responsible for expressing. And just recognizing that, like, we live in an unbelievably beautiful world, and people can be really, really beautiful. And so just the noticing of those small moments and small things was very much a part of how we were raised.
As a researcher now, how do you see the benefits of gratitude, or what can we see when we study gratitude? How does it impact people? How does it benefit us?
When someone does something good for you, and when you're grateful for things that are done to you and done for you, you tend to turn around and do good things for others because you recognize what impact being a beneficiary of goodness has had for you. So people have a tendency to sort of double down on goodness when they have been beneficiaries of goodness and when they notice that they have been. So that's one thing. Grateful people are actually just easier to be around. Right, so a lot of us have encountered people who are genuinely grateful for the small things in life, and it's just so pleasant to be in their presence, to talk with them, to notice along with them how the world functions, because they bring a different vision of the world than someone who doesn't have that kind of way of understanding the world.
And gratitude seems to have health benefits.
People who are more grateful also report a greater sense of vitality and report fewer negative health symptoms than people who are less grateful or not grateful at all. So, they're not necessarily causal relationships, but they certainly are related.
Psychologists now often recommend doing something like gratitude journaling or just taking a moment to feel gratitude.